How many countries are there? Think about that for a second. 193, 197, 200, more than 200? There is no exact number. For example, is this a country? Or is this a country? Well, neither one is recognized. So what makes a country a country? The biggest missing checkbox for independence-seeking nations is just for other countries to say so. In this video, we'll be going over disputed countries that claim independence. First, we arrive in the Caucasus, more specifically, Georgia. In 1991, South Ossetia went to war with Georgia, and Abkhazia went to war with them in 1992. They both gained some independence. Then in 2008, Russia invaded Georgia, which led to a 16-day war through the two territories, and two new countries were established, but they are only recognized by Russia, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Nauru, and Syria. Also in the Caucasus is Artsakh, or Nagorno-Karabakh, which is attempting to break away from Azerbaijan. This links to Nagorno-Karabakh's ethnic makeup, which in 1989 was 76.9% Armenian and 21.5% Azerbaijani. This conflict started all the way back in 1988 and displaced over 1 million people. As a result of the conflict, approximately 724,000 Azerbaijanis were expelled from Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh, while 300 to 500,000 Armenians living in Azerbaijan were displaced. It resulted in de facto independence of Artsakh and de facto unification with Armenia. Armenia also took another 9% of Azerbaijan's land, which they held until 2020, when a full-scale war broke out. Ever since the First War, the ethnic makeup of Nagorno-Karabakh changed to 0% of the population being Azerbaijani and 99.7% being Armenian. The 44-day war resulted in Azerbaijan taking back all of this land alongside half of Nagorno-Karabakh. In Europe, we move to Moldova, which has the breakaway region of Transnistria. To understand this conflict, we have to go all the way back to the Soviet Union, where Transnistria was the center of the Moldovan SSR. In 1990, over 90% of Moldova's industry and electricity was centered in Transnistria, which made up mostly Moldovans, but also significant Ukrainian and Russian population. This made the whole situation much more complicated after Moldova considered reuniting with Romania, which the majority of Transnistria didn't want. Mikhail Gorbachev's policy of perestroika and the dissolution of the Soviet Union also had a profound impact, seeing the Moldovan officials take office who made the Moldovan language, which is nearly the exact same as Romanian, required. However, a significant portion of the population, mostly in Transnistria, didn't speak Moldovan. This combination resulted in the 1990 proclamation of the Pridnestrovian Moldovan Soviet Socialist Republic, which would be completely separate from the Moldovan SSR. However, Gorbachev declared it null and void in that it was not a republic. This led to Transnistria declaring independence, and Moldova also declaring independence from the USSR 2 days later. However, their declaration included the territory of Transnistria. Moldova has attempted to cross the Lunga Bridge twice to take back Transnistria, but failed both times. Russia also refused to remove its military, and to this day still supports the breakaway region with supplies. Another breakaway region in Europe is Kosovo. Back in Yugoslavia, Kosovo was an autonomous province of Serbia, just like Vojvodina. The reason for their special autonomy is that the people of Kosovo are ethnically Albanian and Muslims in comparison to the rest of Yugoslavia, which is predominantly Slavic and Orthodox. Under Tito's dictatorship, none of this really mattered, but it became a lot more important during the Yugoslav wars. After this, many Kosovars decided that they wanted independence from Serbia, just as many other places wanted independence from Yugoslavia. On February 17, 2008, Kosovo declared independence from Serbia. Just like in the days of Yugoslavia, Serbia did not just let Kosovo go. In February 2008, the EU started a mission called the European Union Rule of Law Mission in Kosovo, or EULEX Kosovo for short, which aimed to help establish Kosovo and keep it free of political interference from anyone. To this day, EULEX Kosovo is still in effect, even though many countries don't recognize Kosovo as a country, including Serbia, Russia, China, and many more. But many countries do recognize Kosovo today, such as the UK, Germany, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and many, many more. In Africa, we have the territory of Somaliland. During the Age of Imperialism and the Berlin Conference, Somaliland was divided between Italy and the UK. Most of northern Somalia along the Red Sea was under the UK, and the rest of it went to Italy. After the age of colonialism, the two territories decided to merge to create the Federal Republic of Somalia. However, troubles immediately began in Somaliland, as many in the region did not appreciate the centralization of power towards the Italian south. Because of the people's view of a failed union, rebel groups including the Somali National Movement, or SMM, began to form in the 1980s, crusading against the junta dictator Siad Barre, who had killed tens of thousands of Somalilanders, or people from Somaliland. The SNM then declared Somaliland independent on the 18th of May 1991. Today, Somaliland is not recognized internationally by any countries. And despite this, Somaliland acts as an independent country, having a democratic government, military, and passports. The African Union's rule, though, is that colonial borders should be kept for modern-day countries in order to avoid conflict, meaning that no members are legally allowed to recognize Somaliland. Some also say that Somalilanders are predominantly from the Isaac clan, making them a completely separate ethnic group from Somalis. Finally, many cite the fact that Somaliland is quite a stable country despite being in a region filled with turbulence, especially in Somaliland proper. However, it does have its problems, such as it only seeing a score of 44 out of 100 in a democratic index taken in 2023. Despite opinions from many different people, Somaliland is an interesting place that has a lot of potential grounds for becoming a new country, now or in the future. Another one in Africa is the Polisario Front, or Western Sahara. Just like Somaliland, this all comes back to colonialism. During the Berlin Conference, the territory now known as Western Sahara, or that little grayed out area on the map of Africa, was given to Spain, while the entire surrounding region was given to France. For the time being, this didn't really seem like an issue, as Europe had no intention of giving up their colonies. Thankfully, after World War II, they did. Spain left Western Sahara in 1975, leaving it up to a joint administration from neighboring Morocco and Mauritania, who both had interest in controlling the region for themselves. Soon after, a war sparked between Morocco, Mauritania, and a Sahrawi nationalist movement known as the Polisario Front, who claimed to be the rightful government of Western Sahara. In 1979, Mauritania withdrew its claim of the region and left it to the de facto control of Morocco. The UN considers the Polisario Front to be the rightful respective representative of the Sahrawi people of Western Sahara. At the time, Morocco controlled almost all of the land in the region, including most natural resources in all major cities. In 1991, the UN-sponsored ceasefire led to these borders, effectively becoming permanent and giving Morocco around 2/3 of the Western Saharan territory, leaving only the desert to the Polisario Front, which Algeria still supports. Today, most nations neither recognize Western Sahara nor Morocco ownership of the territory. Today, only the US and Israel have officially recognized Moroccan ownership of the region, while other nations such as the UK recognize Moroccan de facto authority over it. On the contrary, nations like Algeria, Mauritania, Iran, Mexico, and many more recognize Western Sahara as a nation. Despite its history of war and nations fighting over control of the region, Western Sahara is still a place worth noting in this video. Well, that's the end of the video. Comment which ones of these you think are actually real countries below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.